Hey, what is up, guys? My name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur, and if you are an entrepreneur in sales or looking to grow your business online, this is the channel for you. And this video is going to be a little not normal for the channel, but I want to share with you guys a story of how I started my own business and why I started my own business. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And today, like I said, we're going to talk to you guys about my story of why I started a business. And for some of you guys might say, hey, Harrison, that's kind of silly. Why would you start a business like that? Or why would you take the risk of starting your own business? So I started my business at 24 years old. Oh my goodness, I had to think about that. I'm about to be 26. And it took me a little while to start my business. I had a ton of connections from when I was in sales. And the reason why I started my own business is for a couple small different reasons, but they ultimately added up into one main reason. Because of that kind of story, I'm going to start with the most small reason. Number one. I had no flexibility in my schedule. My old employer wanted me to be there from 9 to 5 for the most part, and I was in sales, so I would have to do extra stuff. My schedule, he didn't really allow for much flexibility. I was one of the only people with this job title. It was a small business, so nothing against them. But it took me a while to learn the ropes, and because I was so new in that position, I didn't really have the flexibility that I really wanted in my schedule in my life. I'm not a morning person. I am super unproductive in the mornings. It's just always how I've been, but I'm super productive at night. I make these videos sometimes 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night because I'm the most active at those hours, getting the most work done. And I get it in sales. Sometimes you have to be up in the morning for meetings and stuff like that. And it's not that I didn't do that, but sometimes I'd be working till late or at a networking meeting till late, and I wouldn't exactly have the opportunity to come in a little later in the morning so I could sleep in and get my appropriate amount of sleep for the next day. So that's really number one, is I just didn't have the flexibility that I wanted in my life. Rule number two, I wasn't making the money, and this is probably something that a lot of you guys share with me, is that I really wanted to make. I found out what a lot of my competitors were making, and unfortunately they were making way more than I was, and I'm okay with that. I was the only person in my position, so everything that we were doing with me was kind of like a guinea pig test. And I wasn't mad about that, and it was something that I knew going into it, so there was no surprises. But ultimately, after several months, actually, I would think over a year, I really wasn't making the money that I wanted to make, and I knew what my sales were and all that kind of stuff, and I knew I should be making more money. So that was kind of just one of the little added building blocks onto why I ended up leaving my company. Starting a sales team and things of that nature is not very easy, and I highly recommend that if you're a business owner and you're looking to bring somebody on sales, go seek out professional advice before you put that person in that sales role, because you're going to make one of two mistakes. You're either going to pay that person way too little or way too much. And I know that's probably sounds crazy. You know, oh my God, you can pay somebody too little or way too much. Yes, it is so important to pay somebody exactly what they're worth. Here's why. One, if you pay that person way too little, they're going to get really frustrated and they're going to leave. It's so simple. And I know it's weird that I have to explain that, but I know if you pay somebody too little, they're going to leave. That's just simply how it goes. Thing number two, if you pay somebody too much, yes, that's a real thing. You as a business owner cannot sustainably pay somebody too much if they're not producing. You as the business owner want to pay somebody a really good salary because they're bringing in a ton of business. Well, ultimately, if they're bringing in, let's say, $100,000 a year in business, and we live on Long Island, that's not that much money, you might say, okay, great. Well, 80% of that has to go towards overhead. That's paying other employees to do the work, that's paying for that person's salary, and that's everything else included. Maybe even a little less than that, honestly, is usually what it comes down to. Now, that leaves you with $20,000 in profit, which is great. However, you're a company. You're going to want to grow. You need to plan for emergencies, this, that, and the other thing. If you pay that person, $10 or $12 or $15,000 out of that $100,000 that they brought in, you're really not making the money that you deserve. They should definitely get a slice. There's no doubt about that. However, making sure that the slice is agreed upon long before that person gets the commission is going to make your life a million times easier. It's going to keep that person happy, and it's going to keep you happy knowing that they're getting incentivized to bring in more business, and two, you're making money on that business as well. Salespeople understand that the business has to make money. That's why they're in sales. And they understand that they want to make more money. And they're willing to work the extra hours. But you have to make sure you pay them appropriately. Most of the time, especially as a new person going into that area, you're not going to get paid appropriately. Or if you're the newest person, you're not going to get paid nearly what you deserve. And it takes time and energy, especially if you're the first person in there, to build that up. But make sure when you do hire somebody in that area they are getting paid what they deserve. Thing number 3, my opportunity was slipping away from me to start my own business. And what does that mean? Well, I'm only 26 years old now, and I was 24 then, but I didn't want my life to go past me and for me to regret anything. I'm so serious when I optimize everything in my life. I try to do everything as fast as possible. I try to, if I know I'm not good at it, hire it out or delegate it out to somebody. That's really what I'm so concerned with. And because of that, I was concerned that the opportunity to start my business was going to slip away. And what does that mean? I didn't want the point in my life to come when I say, I should have done that, because that would have destroyed me inside. The opportunity to start my business was there. I was getting incredible job offers in New York City, many of them on Long Island, that most people would die for. But here's the thing, when you work for somebody else, there's only so much money you can make. Except in sales, you can make some crazy money in sales and live pretty comfortably. With that, I didn't really know. I was like, you know what? I should do this. I shouldn't do this. I should do this. I shouldn't do this. Here's the thing that nobody tells you in business. Nobody actually knows what they're doing for the most part. It takes time to learn and figure it out. So I had been passing on a ton of business to some of my now competitors, and I was okay with that when I was with my old company. Now, I said, you know what, I could do it so much better than they can. Why don't I just go out and do it? I already understand the analytics, the search algorithms, everything like that. I could probably do it and do it better than they are. Maybe not, in the best presentation, things like that, but you learn things along the way. If you agree to something, you have to meet that standard through it. So I did that. I just said, you know what, I'm going to go do it myself. I'm going to try it out. Worst comes to worst, it doesn't work. But I could say I tried, and that's really all that mattered to me. So going out there and trying and starting my business was the most important thing. And thankfully, I had a ton of connections when I started my business that I wasn't terribly worried. When I started my business that I wasn't going to get any business. I had people that already committed with me and said, hey, if this is something that you want to do, we're going to hop on board with you. We want you and we believe in you in doing those things. Those are some of your first clients. They're the best people in the world. They are your number ones. They are going to go to bat for you. They're going to give you testimonials. Anything like that you ask for, they're going to help you out with. I had that opportunity and I said, you know what? If I don't do it now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get married. I don't know if I'm going to have kids. I don't know if I'm going to buy a house. But if all those things happen, I don't know if I'm going to be able to start a business. And if all those things do happen, it's going to make starting a business really, really, really hard. And I said really 3 times because I don't think people give entrepreneurs enough credit, especially the older ones, because they have all of those things going on, that it's much harder to do the business stuff that is required. So that's why I started my business. I really hope you guys enjoyed that little story. It's a shorter video than I normally do, but if that's something that happened to you or something similar, leave a comment below because I love knowing what other people are going through. Or if you're looking to start a business, let me know if this helped you, because one of my goals of this channel is to encourage people to start their own business. I think it's the best thing in the world, and it's something that can unify a lot of us. And at the top, you don't really have a guide on how to start a business. You kind of just help each other and you grow. And even if you're competitors, there's more than enough business out there for everybody. There's no need to say, hey, I can't tell you my secrets because somebody else is going to know. No, there's plenty of business out there for everybody. It's just that simple. So let me know in the comments below if this video helped you guys. If this video was great or you guys enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button. Let somebody know about this video that this might help. Those are just some of my struggles. I didn't go in depth on all of them, but that was a majority of the 3 that really impacted me on starting my own business. And honestly, 2 years or almost 2 years now out, I could say that it's been a tremendously exciting journey. I've learned a lot about myself. It's been hectic, but I'm super happy that I did it, and I can't wait to continue my road to success. I'd consider myself a success at this point, but I can't wait to continue that road to success, especially with you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Videos are going to be up here from now on. I just started learning how to do this, and each video I keep learning and trying out new things. So go check out one of those 2. One's going to be what YouTube recommends, and one is going to be the next video on the playlist. I'll see you guys later. Bye.